Find a synonym for each bold word, then fill in the circle next to your answer. Number 1. A horde of people waited outside the auditorium. A. Line. B. Crowd. C. Scattering. D. Circle. Number 2. The twins have distinct personalities. A. Different. B. Strong. C. Similar. D. Unusual. Number 3. Allison's version of events is incredible. A. Detailed. B. Believable. C. Vague. D. Unbelievable. Number 4. New England was a sanctuary to the Puritans. A. Opportunity. B. Goal. C. Dream. Or D. Refuge. Number 5. Few people inhabit that region. A. Visit. B. Explore. C. Occupy. D. Study. Number 6. The book describes the splendor of ancient Rome. A. Decline. B. Glory. C. Society. D. Accomplishments. Find an antonym for each bold word, then fill in the circle next to your answer. Number 7. Not far from the palace, people lived in squalor. A. Fear. B. Elegance. C. Ignorance. D. Misery. Number 8. The village's inhabitants went to market on Saturdays. A. Tourists. B. Citizens. C. Shopkeepers. D. Employees. Number 9. Rain has been abundant these last 2 years. A. Predictable. B. Irregular. C. Scarce. D. Destructive. Number 10. Summer can be humid in the southeast. A. Rainy. B. Cool. B. Dry. C. Cool. D. Sunny. Number 11. Rural areas are shrinking. A. Country. B. Settled. C. Fertile. D. Urban. Number 12. Justin had a hectic school schedule. A. Simple. B. Busy. C. Stressful. D. Confusing. Choose the best way to complete each sentence or answer each question. Then fill in the circle next to your answer. The rock grazed the bear's shoulder. This means that the rock A. hit the bear with great force. B. barely scraped the bear as it went past. C. drew blood from the bear. D. sailed over the bear's shoulder without touching. Number 14. The 3 men crossed unfamiliar terrain. Terrain means A. a city grid. B. mountain ranges. C. trails. D. regions. Number 15. Which is most likely to have an arid climate? A. a seacoast. B. a northern rainforest. C. a desert. D. a port town. Number 16. If a country has an abundance of natural resources, it has A. no resources. B. plenty of resources. C. a shortage of resources. D. unknown resources. Number 17. Which of the following has a distinct smell? A. fish. B. water. C. paper. D. salt. Number 18. The geese found sanctuary in the park. Sanctuary means A. food. B. nesting materials. C. rivers and ponds. D. protection. Number 19. Where is an animal most likely to graze? A. in a dense forest. B. in a pasture. C. on top of a mountain. D. in a barn. Number 20. A region's terrain is its A. social history. B. government. C. surface features. D. river system. Number 21. Which is most likely to appear squalid? A. a palace. B. an office. C. an alleyway. D. a library. 22. The opera production was splendid. This means that it A. lasted a long time, B. inspired arguments, C. took place in a huge theater, D. impressed the audience. 23. A peninsula is a piece of land almost completely surrounded by A. mountains, B. water, C. canyons, D. clouds. The room most likely to have high humidity is A. the bathroom, B. the living room, C. the bedroom, D. the dining room. This concludes our Lesson 3 vocabulary test. Make sure that you go back, re-listen to any questions that you had to skip, and check your answers.